Hey everybody, this is Rydo and we're back to Dead Space 2. So we're about to go on the bridge and fight a big fight. So like I'm gonna use the line gun and the fire gun. So the alternate fire for the fire gun is interesting. I'm gonna try and stasis as many things as possible. And got a lot of things that are coming at me at the same time. And yeah, that gun just does not work well. Okay, so now twice I've died. That is no way to start a game, certainly. Alright, so we run through here, we get a jump scare. Smash this, get some fuel. Reload this, so we have a fuel source. And I think what we need to do is probably find an alternate place to find and get something a little bit more in the corner, and then come on! I'm slightly in a better position now, I think. I have to put down my gun to use some health. Pick up this health and use some of it. Switch guns. Out of guns. That was a fight. And I don't think we're done yet. Not sure what the alternate fire of this gun is, by the way. These are locked. And see, in this area, there was a pretty big and powerful guy the first time. Busted through the wall. If I'm recalling correctly. There's a new audio log. Can we listen to it while we work on the workbench?
Thank you for identifying Ishimura archive footage and rig logs that could potentially contradict the official storyline of its demise at Aegis 7. It is critical that no word of the artifact's recovery ever be surfaced to the public. It is disturbing that such records still exist this many years after the incident. We have locked out your research team's access, and will be replacing them with EarthGov specialists effective immediately. Please contact me once the replacements arrive.
So, has there been just like a lot of time that has happened? Is that the idea here? That somehow I've been in stasis for a very long time and Ishimura happened like hundreds of years ago? Speaking of stasis, if I had some more nodes, I would have increased my stasis energy or my stasis duration. Either one of those would have been helpful. Let's go ahead and use one of these. That may have been an overkill. And put in a new flamethrower. Bullets. Put in 25 shots here. We still don't have any shots. 2 of the 4 guns I have right now are completely out of bullets. We're approaching that point. We're definitely approaching that point where the experience is not designed for somebody who's playing this game normally and moves into being an experience specifically designed for people who bought the DLC and would have had weapons that did more damage, thus required less bullets, thus I'm hearing them, but I'm not seeing them. Which I guess is the feeling they're trying to invoke here in the game. It doesn't feel like when you get hit by that acid that it really does too much damage, if any, really to you. It just kind of feels like that it slows you down by quite a lot. ICS Ishimura. I wonder if ICS is even the same government that sent the Ishimura out. If there's so much time that's happened in between the two. And I'm developing a habitual desire at this. It's becoming OCD to just save every time I walk past a save file. And we're at the end of that now. I now need to go back and start overwriting chapter 9 save files because I have saved so much. And chapter 10 is pretty long, you can tell. But I also have a question about how does this turn into the end of the game?
Ellie, I'm almost to the captain's nest to activate the tethers.
Alright. The centrifuge looks spooled to full power from here.
Great. Let's hope this works. It'll be tight. You ready?
All set. I'll wait for your signal.
Here's the escape pods that had necromorphs in them. There's nothing else here. Yeah, I don't know how the story wraps up. Maybe there's more than 12 chapters. That could be it. This was the hologram in the first game that sort of gave you a small look at what the ship looked like. 500 credits. I feel like I would have gotten more money too had I been playing at a more difficult level. Just 4 bullets. Activate the gravity tethers. Malfunction. Gravity tethers offline. Oh, you have to hold them.
Gravity tethers engaged.
Interesting that it made you hold it.
Now get back here, the tracks are moving.
No, just go. I'll use one of the escape pods to meet you there. Now go!
You idiot! Those gravity tethers would tear the whole moon apart.
go.
I guess I'm kind of happy that we're just doing this, but we already did this with the laser solar array, is we took the...
I don't know what you are, okay?
So, like, you're ejecting a second time in this game. This whole section feels like it could have been DLC. And I could understand people thinking, yeah, this would be great DLC to get back to the Ishimura, but actually playing it, it's kind of boring.
Did you make it?
Isaac, we crossed the track, but we're coming in hot.
I just need you to see what I see, Ellie. I promise it won't hurt.
Just put down the screwdriver.
Trust, no!
And then they're repeating her getting attacked by Strauss. Just repeating the same ideas over and over again. Like, I'm not controlling this is just a cutscene.
Oh shit.
Isaac, are you there?
Just more excuse so that I'm...
The Ishimura is a great ship. I am so...
to make sure I'm not with Strauss or the other girl.
Maybe we stick with it. Maybe we stick with it. Maybe we stick with it.
You made me die.
And that's very cinematic, this cutscene. So I wouldn't be surprised if this was a trailer.
It's gonna be okay. I promise. This won't hurt a bit. Cross my heart and hope to die.
Trust!
Stick a needle in your eye.
Trust, goddammit!
There's an interesting question about how, what, and how you activate the transmissions on these things. They seem to be somewhat mentally controlled, as many of the elements do. And we're on chapter 11. I really have to say, every time I saved in chapter 10 seems unnecessary. Where are we with bullets? 12 shots here. Let's go back with our main gun and see if we can maybe get back to playing with it. I think we probably can't. Dom Regan. Wonder if that was the person that won a contest to the contest to have his name in the game, or if perhaps I'm gonna have to memorize that for later. I don't know where we are. Is this... let's see. Concordance Extraction Corporation. We're on a CEC mining platform, it seems. We're going here. Wait your turn. Wait your turn. And I don't think there's like not a store here or anything, so... And we're not in low gravity, so I can't float up. So there's nothing else I can really collect. Unless that blue light is something. So we have a save, and we have another workbench. And it feels like these workbenches are just getting added at this point, just in case you missed a previous one. The one thing I will applaud that section about, he did not have us... I'm just going to overwrite this chapter 10 save spot because, well, we might as well just keep going forward here. At least when we were on Ishimura, that was back to the old level design of being from point A to point B and then finding a shortcut. We weren't going in circles like we had been for most of the other areas. So we've got seems odd that I can pick up these things and interesting. Is there anything over here to collect? Nope. So no windows. And we're going down. And whatever, is this a processing facility or I don't even know. I can see way down there there's a collectible. I kind of assume that the headbutting creatures again are gonna make an appearance. Yep. I feel like there was one that didn't drop something, or did drop something and then it flew up. Well, I guess that drop is not coming to me. I kind of wish this telekinesis would prioritize some things a little bit better. It seems like also there's just a kind of issue of a bunch of things in the same place at the same time. And they are starting to duplicate the different types of enemies. I feel like I'm getting to the point where I need to go into my inventory to use my health now instead of just hitting B. I guess maybe I should be using the small med packs and saving up the medium med packs for something I can sell. But yeah, I am definitely going to need to sell a lot of things. I'll get really lucky on money if I want to potentially upgrade all 4 of the weapons, which is I think kind of all I can ask for right now before the end of the game, is just let me upgrade the 4 weapons to the max, or maybe 3 out of the 4 weapons.
Why did you do it, Strauss?
I can't face it. I thought Ellie could. I had to make her see step 3.
What can't you face? What's the last step?
Her. It's what they were afraid of, that I'd face her and destroy the marker. But it's too much. You can't go. You need to see step 3.
Strauss!
And he's still talking about step 3, which, to be fair, Isaac has not gotten what Step 3 is, as far as I can tell. This is all new level design, and that's cool, certainly. But feels really weird. I guess you couldn't have put the Ishimura levels elements too close to the beginning of the game, because then reviewers might say, well, it's just in the exact same levels as the first game, and criticize you for it. Like, you really, in a modern day, would have had the Ishimura chapter as DLC or as a free demo, and then at the end of that part had you end up in new levels on the Sprawl. Like a demo like that came out halfway through, like between the point where when this game was released and when the previous game was released. So I believe it was 3 years difference. Had the Ishimura chapter been a side story, a prequel to the sequel that came out a year and a half in development, that would have been a way to keep people's attention. I feel like that's something they would have done. Ooh, power node. So I get the feeling like they wanted us to see that section because we're not going to get over there. I kind of wish I could find some more power nodes. So these... Oh man. I thought I had already triggered that. Apparently not. It'd be really cool if this section was all full of power nodes and they were letting you live the dream of having everything upgraded, or if this is just a really rich section full of lots of credits and lots of items. It definitely does feel like my progress through the game has caused me to just increase the drop rate. I do not see. So, like, the quality of drops seem to have increased pretty significantly. And only some of these things seem to kill themselves. Other things seem like they do not. Another power node. I still very much think that those power nodes are hard-coded in their location, and you can't just they're not spawning because the game wants to go generous on me. It'd be kind of cool if some of them disappeared if you were playing on harder modes, but I kind of question the logic of anybody playing this game their first time through on the harder difficulties. I mean, the game doesn't really even let you play the hardest difficulty the first time through, so nobody really should have an experience of having everything at the lowest upgrade level. Most people on the hardest difficulty will have everything maxed out. And we've got another store. there's, I guess this level maybe is a little bit longer than what I'm thinking it is. That might be part of the case here. So just go ahead and sell a bunch of stasis things. We're collecting enough of them. Go ahead and sell the line racks. I'm gonna go ahead and move this over. Sell this. Let's see if we move the line racks over. Yeah. We already have a full pack. So the next thing I would need to sell is either this one line rack or this health pack. And I'll just sell this. I severely doubt we're going to have much more schematics. One more suit is my guess. And maybe not even that much. That was an upgrade of... How did I end up with 3,000? Ah, because now the suit I think I'm wearing right now gives me a discount. Or did everything just start giving me a discount? Like the suit I'm wearing right now shouldn't be... If it's giving me a discount, it's because this is the suit I'm supposed to be wearing. And I'm supposed to be getting a discount. Otherwise, I'm very, very confused. I was gonna try and use my original gun, and I guess we didn't get anywhere with that, did we? So right now I am wearing the vintage suit. And how do you see what the vintage suit does for you? You kinda don't. Okay, well, let's go and save. We're still going very crazy on the save files and just overwriting things like crazy. There still seems like there's 3 or 4 hours of gameplay in this to do, but this is a really great time for me to end this recording, so again, maybe a minute and a half early, but it's time to wrap up, particularly for this recording session for me, because I play these games in bursts. I've played this enough, and this is a pretty good place to end. Still really surprised we're at chapter 11 and we really haven't run into any boss fights, really. Just a few encounters. Encounters that are marginally memorable, but not really. I'm having a lot easier time remembering the boss encounters in the first game than I am many of the encounters that happened in like chapter 4, 5, or 6 of this game, if there were any encounters. Otherwise, this game is just kind of going along just fine. It's not a vast improvement or a great surprise compared to Dead Space 1. You kind of have to assume that that's what would have happened regardless with Dead Space 2, is that the only thing you could have possibly done is something like BioShock tried to do, which was BioShock 1 was coming out, and then Ken Levine did not want any more BioShocks, and they really had to twist his arm to let a completely different team that they didn't really care about make BioShock 2, and then BioShock Infinite, the third game, they twisted his arm and got him back for that. But Bioshock Infinite is also very different from Bioshock 1. So had they made a Dead Space game and then 5 to 10 years later said, hey, we're going to make Dead Space 2, that would have been great. But clearly they didn't want to do that. They wanted to annualize it, and they wanted to turn it into a big money maker, and that's what eventually killed the Dead Space series. And kind of killed the entire sci-fi monster shooting genre in a lot of ways, because sure, you have games like Destiny now, and you have like shooters that have all been turned into MMOs where you're shooting monsters. Mass Effect, another great example of a game series that was just had too much stuff added into it and wasn't pure enough in its concept. Anyways, that's it for this recording. As always, I ask you to like, share, subscribe, comment, and watch every second of my videos. If you want a friend or follow me on any social media sites, there's a whole bunch of links down below in the description box. Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.